the fuse, bring the boom. Let's go ignite, elements collide in a flash of light. And you feel the room, it means it's time. Light the fuse, bring the boom. Dynamite, let's go ignite, elements collide in a flash of light. And you feel the room, it means it's time. Light the fuse, bring the boom. Dynamite.
What's up, everybody? I'm not gonna to the Black, Professor Room Wrestling. Welcome to my review of VaRoom Wrestling Season 3, Episode 39, right here on the PW Hustle Zone. I'm fresh off a cold, so I'm feeling a little bit, sound a little bit sick, because I really was just sick throughout the whole weekend, but a little better now. And this episode kind of cured me a little bit, because it was a good, pretty decent matches, including the first match, which was set up in the main event, but I'll get that in a little bit. And overall, it was just a decent episode after last week's blundered. I'm not going to talk about that at all. So, without further ado, get my review of episode 39 of season 3 of WoW. First match I want to talk about on this episode is, paying me to say this because I like both of these ladies, but this matchup it was the main event of the show, but it didn't feel like a main event at all. I talk about the Muscle of the Alliance winning that way, taking on the former Wild World Champion. You know, there's like five former Wild World Champion on the roster, and he's the only one being called former Wild World Champion, Santana Garrett. And this matchup, Santana Garrett wants another side of the Wild World Championship, and she might get that if she beats winning that way. Like, again, with this nonsense, why does he get another opportunity in the Wild World Championship while women like Genesis need to go back in line and scratch and claw her way to the opportunity that she probably never gonna get it because you hate her. Anyway, this matchup was mid at best, and it's unfortunate to say that because these two are really good at what they do. But I can just not just stray away from the fact that this matchup is another chance for Santana Garrett to get a Wild World Championship match. You know, there's a handful of women on the roster that deserve it more than her. Like, I guess she's an OG, she's a legend of WoW, but she doesn't really need to be in the Wild World Championship picture all the time. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But as far as this matchup, it was nice, it was good. Did deserve to be a main event, but long story short, Santana Garrett went to matchup with the super kick, and it did not help. We have a bald-headed dumbass. Like, I'm not gonna say his name because he doesn't deserve my acknowledgement, because he's that much of a dumbass. He literally just brilliantly calling spots out the wazoo. Like, I can see you clearly seeing telling BK to jump on apron and GG to jump on apron, like, and causes distraction. I can see you do that. Like, why are you making it so obvious that you calling spots? I get that, like, referees do call spots here and there. I get that. But this guy, again, he's the John Cena of referees. When you know how John Cena barely makes it obvious that he calling spots out loud, you can clearly see him calling spots, like not yelling at them, but you can see him talking to them and telling them what to do. Like, he's that much of an idiot. I'm sorry, but it's true. But long story short, Santana Garrett to get the win with a super kick and win away, and hopefully she gets her Wild World Championship match, and hopefully it's the last one she gets for quite a long time, because I'm sick of it. Second matchup, we have tag team matching. We got the return of Emma Stink, Carrie Jinx, and Gordon Collins on TV. Everybody's been on social media praising the hell out of these two, and for good reason, because these two are very entertaining. They have a lot of charisma, and they're not that bad in the ring. And they were supposed to be on, like, I think it was on last week's episode or the week before, but I don't know what happened with that. It just, they didn't appear on TV. They both have a match, but they didn't have a match. But they're back on TV this week, or this past weekend, and they're going up against a team of Chella and Roxxy Fierce. And these two have been teaming up for a while. Don't know what happened with the team of Chantilly and How Dead, but I think they still team up in trio action here and there. But these two have been quite done pretty well for themselves too. Starting match up with both Going Collins and Roxxy Fears, says call up or tie up, like filling out process, and Roxxy Fears, you can see how that she's improving a little bit. And I've been, I crap on her a little bit, like when she first started wrestling, and wow, but I can see that she's getting better, and I appreciate that. And later on in the matchup, you see Going Collins and Carrie things isolated Santana Chella, just wear her down while Roxxy Fears just all she can do is just stand there on the apron and watch. She tried to get help out her teammate, but referee being an idiot like always. You have Emma Stink doing the double Rogue suplex onto Santana, and they gonna go for it again later on in the matchup, but Santana this time around reverses it, hitting both Karina and Goldie with net breakers, and she attacks in Roxxy Fear for the out tag, and she has to fire hitting solo blocks to both members of Emma Stink. And close moments in the matchup, you see both Carrie Zinks and Going Collins wasn't towards Aussie and Chantilly, but both of them reverse it at the same time with a sunset flip, 1, 2, 3, and Going Collins and Carrie Zinks in the first match back on TV get the L over the babyface team of Roxxy Fears to Chantilly. And again, man, they must think, despite the loss, they still getting over it with the fans on social media. They are really a fan favorite, and wow. And the only matter of time till they become tag champions. I'm not a fan of them getting tag title shots immediately when they were a team because they never won a match. But now since they getting popular on social media and on WoW in general, and they still getting their wins up and WoW. It's only a matter of time they get that title shot and get the tag championships from whoever is tag champions, because could be Play Pink and High Swag or any other tag team in WoW. Either way, if it's a heel tag team, I think it's only a matter of time that they turn babyface and be de facto fan favorites from the fans, because there's no way you have them be tag champions and not be babyfaces. Because these two are capable of being babyfaces, because they are getting over the fans from the crowd to social media. So, I mean, if we do have them be tag champions, be babyfaces, have them take titles from a heel tag team, whether it be Play Pink and High Swag, or Chainsaw and Daisy Lane, or any heel tag team you can think of, because these two are getting over as hell, and they deserve to be one of the top teams in WoW. And I'm happy that they are getting that recognition from the fans that they truly earned, in my opinion. Semi-main event, we have versus VaRoom taking on Xena Phoenix, and I don't know why WoW on their website said it was the first time they met. This is the second time they fought in WoW. Like they realized their mistake on social media, but like I just think that it was dumb that they just say, "Oh, this is the first time ever meeting." Like dude, we know we actually walked the product, like unlike you guys that work on the social media platforms. But anyway, the matchup was decent. VaRoom still needs a little bit of work in the ring. Not saying he's terrible, but she just needs more work. But she still, she's not like a flash in the pan, like doing flashy stuff. She's out there just kicking ass, taking names. She doesn't need to be, flying, like being a high flyer and all this nonsense. She's just out there being a versus competitor, like hanging out wild superheroes, boogie down beatdowns from the Bronx. That's all she's doing. That's all she gotta do. VaRoom hits the bulldog to Xena Phoenix. That looked pretty good. At one point, she hit her version of the double kiss. Stays of Stephen Fakir, but it was not as good as Stephen Fakir's for obvious reasons. But I give it effort. But at one point in the matchup, you have VaRoom putting the camel claws onto Xena Phoenix in the middle of the ring, and Xena Phoenix. I don't know how to describe it, how she gets out of this, but it was a really like unique reversal of the Camel Claws to her own submission. Like it was just like it was sick. Like you cannot deny how skilled Xena Phoenix is with her being this is her first year of wrestling period. Like she done grappling before wrestling, but wrestling for a while. But this being her first year in professional wrestling, and she did this freaking skill, like it's insane. I give all props to Xena Phoenix. But long story short, close most of the matchup, you had Xena Phoenix hitting a code breaker onto the arm of Veronica's room, and later on putting the arm bar onto Veronica's room, tap her out for the second time, and Xena Phoenix get the win over Veronica's room. And I'm glad she's not in the vortex of top tier right now, and she getting matches against other rival superheroes on the roster, because Lord knows she needs something to do that being part of top tiers of being in the few of top tier. Like she does not need to be in that vortex anymore. Have her do something else. I mean, she needs to do something else. If you want to build up to be the next big face of WoW. So I'm glad she got the win. I'm glad she doing something different. Let's see what happens to her now coming weeks. Oh, I almost forgot. She also got interviewed by CB Schools backstage. I did not care. Before I talk about the next matchup, I'm gonna talk about the promo that Maestro he cut, and it was a pretty damn good babyface promo. Lindsay starts off saying that a couple weeks ago, I was my twin sister, Lori, and never thought it would happen in WoW or anywhere, but we still know about how I used to act. Anyone that turned their back on their own mother was destined to try and break us apart. And Lori grabbed the microphone and he says, one thing that our trainer Alpha went out with Wild Samoans, who unfortunately passed away during these tapings last year. He told me, Lori, don't ever let anyone try and break you or your sister apart, because family is everything. And that's what I try to do. You try to break us apart, and you realize that you cannot break this bond. And Lindsay said, you know who we all gonna break? High Swag and Play Pink. Well, see their name and they appear. Out comes High Swag and Play Pink with steel chairs, but they failed to attack Miser Heat with steel chairs, and they cowered away while Lone Star on stage, still confused and conflicted about what's going on with the Fab Four. And sooner or later we're gonna see these two fight for the tag titles, and I cannot wait for it, because these I forgot to mention, these are the tapings that I attended, because everything that happened on these this episode and next episodes in the future, I was there for these. So everything that happened, I know what happened, but I'm not gonna tell you guys until I give you guys my full reaction to them and how I felt watching them live. So yeah, that's gonna be fun to watch, fun to review, and these two feud for tag titles gonna be an interesting one. It's now time to talk about the real main event of this episode. Genesis vs. Spinner's Aussie Part 3. Yes, this is the third time these two fought. They fought twice last season, with Spinner's Aussie winning both of those matches. And this time around, the match happened again. And I was fortunate enough to see this matchup live after being late at the tapings themselves, because I did not know there were two different places that called East End Studios. One is the warehouse, and the other was the actual building that the tables were held. So I was an idiot, and I went to the warehouse version. Didn't know that the address to the actual East End Studios were on the tickets that I had. So dumbass me, I guess. But fortunate enough, I was there. I did not miss much, and this is the first match I saw. And damn it, this match was pretty damn good. Just like all the other matches they had in season 2. So the match starts off with a collab titles from both Aussie and Genesis. Then Aussie getting up hand on Genesis up early on and hitting the Great Muta X elbow to Genesis, but Genesis gets back up immediately and gets up hand on her on Aussie, hitting her a series of stomps on the ground, and the leg drop on Aussie. Only got 2 count, but Genesis stays on Aussie, hit her a couple of strike to the gut, and hit her with a kitchen sink, and Aussie again is in trouble early on. Genesis staying on Aussie as much as possible, hit her with a spin lariat, leg lariat in the corner, and choking her with her foot. And it's just all Genesis throughout this whole matchup so far. And they had Genesis just punching the hell out of Aussie. At one point, Aussie trying to go for the Odd Whip, but Genesis countered with wiggle cutter out of nowhere, knock her down. And this is when it gets interesting, because Genesis goes on a second whoop. Like, we never seen Genesis go on doing any dives from any area, from the second whoop, top whoop, anywhere. And she slap her thigh, they gave her for that a leg drop, and she didn't go for not just any leg drop. She tried to go for a spinning leg drop, a 360 leg drop to the second whoop, but she missed. And it's like, damn, I was kind of hoping that Aussie didn't move out of the way. I kind of want to see that. That would have been badass. But either way, she gets out of the way. And Aussie takes advantage, hit her with a knee in the face, and a back suplex. Only got 2 count. Genesis go for a roundhouse kick, but it got counted by Aussie. Aussie goes for a roundhouse kick, but it got counted by Genesis. Then Genesis chops the throat of Aussie, and Aussie whips Genesis, but Genesis hits her with a spinning heel kick. They only got 2 count. And then we see Genesis put Aussie in a X choke, like center in the ring, but Aussie counters it and put her in an X choke. And Genesis reverses again, but Aussie runs to the corner, pushes her off of Genesis, and try to pin her, but only got 2 count. And then we see Aussie hitting the dragon suplex on the Genesis, but right before it referee hits 3, Genesis grabbed the ropes, and Genesis being a little smarter than she don't know he was her last 2 matches against Aussie, because her ring awareness is kicking in, because she's being a lot more smarter, being more calculated, and that's what we need from Genesis. And we have Genesis getting up and on the Aussie, hitting her with a big boot, center in the corner, but Aussie hit Genesis with a knee to the face. Then we see Genesis knocked out, and Aussie going for the suplex, but it ended up being reversed. And Aussie rolls up Genesis in a cradle position, 1, 2, but Genesis rolls to the other side of the ring, wraps her leg around the ropes, 1, 2, 3, and finally Genesis beats her arch rival from Australia, Aussie, in their 3rd match together. 3rd time was indeed a charm. Hook by crook, Genesis gets a big win, being the former World Champion, in Aussie. Instead of getting a promo from Genesis after the match, we get a promo from Aussie, and she is PO'd beyond belief. I mean, I would not be surprised. She was legit pissed off, but you be the judge. But she come out, she cut the promo saying, I'm a little bit frustrated, so I might be a little bit vulnerable. But how am I supposed to come out here and win when I'm the only one playing fair? Genesis had a 3 on the ropes, which he pinned me. Pink had outside help, and Classmaster knocked me over the head with a book before she pinned me. And then McLean had to chime in saying that he didn't know anything about that. He didn't see that happening. really, this clip right here says otherwise. Cause you over here act like a mark to act like a booker or a matchmaker or try to make a wild cheaters free. Like, what we doing here? But Aussie cuts a promo. He finishes the promo saying that she's like, I'm the only one coming out here playing by the rules, and I'm sick of it. David, do something. You son of a bitch. She didn't say that part, but she might as well. She might as well. But like I said before on Instagram, and I say it again.
Folks, where's the lie?
She's 100% right. I feel like she was by the tone of her voice and by her body language. I feel like she was legit upset, like legit upset, legit frustrated about the current state of WoW. Like Babyface's being the way it is, and having to be, you know, taken out by heels, constantly cheating, constantly getting away with antics from the outside, the referee being too stupid and too blind to see what's going on with how they getting these Ws. And it's like something got to change. That's all I gotta say about that. And I hope Auntie gets back on the winning side of things, and whether it be with Tormenta or by herself, because if there's anyone that deserves to be in the Wild Championship picture, it's her.
Yeah!
And that's my review of Wild Season 3, episode 39. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of the episode. If you've seen the episode, you haven't seen it yet, go on the YouTube channel, Wild Superheroes. They got the full episode up right now, minus the promos. You must see the full promos from Prince Aussie and Minus Heat. Go on their Instagram page, Wild Superheroes. I hope you guys have a good day. Hope you guys stay safe, especially in LA, because I heard and saw what happened downtown LA this past weekend. You know. I'm not gonna talk about it on here. All I gotta say is the words effed up, and it's just sickening sometimes. But like, comment, subscribe, tap the bell, and in the meantime, take care of yourselves. I'm not gonna with you the black. I'm out.